The story of Africa will be incomplete without recognizing the efforts of our founding fathers in fostering unity among Africans. The African Union AU is celebrating 20 years today, 9 September 2022. This legacy of our founding fathers will always remain indelible in our hearts. AU as a continental organization is succeeding the OAU, the Organization of Africa Unity. It is no news to say that Africans, just like others across the globe, have always sought ways of being united. Unity is a part and parcel of humanity. That is why, no matter how introversive one is, one would always find at least one person to create a bond of friendship with. Pan-African vision and movements led the founding fathers into forming the OAU. The OAU Charter was signed by 32 heads of independent African states in 1963 in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa precisely. The main objectives of the OAU were to rid the continent of the remaining vestiges of colonization and apartheid, to promote unity and solidarity among African states, to coordinate and intensify cooperation for development, to safeguard the sovereignty and territorial integrity of member states, and to promote international cooperation within the framework of the United Nations. Having achieved her main objective of self-rule among members, as all the African countries were already independent, the OAU in her 1999 Extraordinary Summit held in Sirte, Libya, felt the need to promote economic and political integration in Africa. This led to the formation of the AU. Three more summits were held, leading to the launch of the AU. They include the Lome Summit of 2000, which adopted the Constitutive Act of the Union, the Lusaka Summit held in 2001, which drew the roadmap for the implementation of the AU, and finally, the Durban Summit of 2002 launched the AU and convened the first assembly of the heads of states of the African Union. A statement released by the regional organization shows that the event, which is tagged AU20 campaign with the slogan Our Africa, Our Future, will be accessible on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Meanwhile, this year's celebration looks at the linguistic integration of Africa, a continent whose linguistic identity was marred by foreign colonial administration and policies. According to the program of the event, the African Union Commission is launching an information campaign reflecting the milestones and impact of the organization in realizing its vision of an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa, driven by its own citizens and representing a dynamic force in the global arena under Agenda 2063. The campaign will roll out information, facts, and figures to raise awareness of the various projects, programs, and initiatives undertaken across the continent during the last 20 years, undertaken in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP. This campaign will equally tell the story of the AU's past, present, and vision for the future, highlighting the various ways in which the African Union works to promote the peace, unity, and prosperity of African citizens. The campaign will contribute to the goal of connecting the African Union to over 1 billion African citizens across the globe and enhancing its voice in the global arena. AU at 20, Our Africa, Our Future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the African Union is 20 years old today, 9 September 2022. On 9 September 1999, the heads of state and government of the member states of the Organization of African Unity, through the Sirte Declaration, called for the establishment of the African Union. The objective was to accelerate African integration while addressing multifaceted social, economic, and political problems on the continent. The African Union was founded in May 2001 and officially launched on 9 July 2002 in Durban, South Africa. The proposal of the leader of the Libyan revolution, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, to consider 9 September as the day of the African Union instead of 2nd March was accepted by the heads of state and government. This 20th anniversary is a useful moment to examine how far the African Union has progressed towards meeting its core objectives. For our purpose, we will look into the linguistic component of African integration and development.